I may as well blow up everyone's data, Mum, and have a chat with you. But a funny thing happened to me just the other day down at the factory. What happened was I got appointed chief engineer. George has one of those chairs. I'd like one myself. You hop on it and it takes you down the stairs, like that. You always imagine one of those things going out of control up the other way, you go flying off the end. The thing wouldn't work. George had called someone, he'd booked someone in to come and have a look at it, and it's a big drama because you can't get down the stairs. But he had the chief engineer in his factory come up and have a look at it. And the chief engineer said, no, don't know what's wrong with this thing. And George couldn't see what was wrong with this thing. I had a look at it. And there's a secret key underneath the armrest, and it had been flipped to off. So I just turned the key on, and everyone was very impressed. And by that I mean George was impressed, and he rang the chief engineer on the spot, and he said, we're all fuckwits, because that's how he talks. So I declared myself chief engineer if that guy couldn't figure that out. But then another thing happened, like the day after. George's microwave stopped working. It's on a power board, and it's the air conditioner and the microwave, and it blew a fuse. All right. So I said to George, where's the fuse? I'll go and fix this thing. And he said, it's down in the factory, I went down the factory, and it's a big wall of fuses. It's huge, and they're all numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, up to something like 50 or something like that for every little thing in the factory. I went, oh wow. But there was a sign and it showed where everything was, and they're the old fuses, not the flick of the switch thing. And I went, oh God, this is going to be tricky. And I thought, oh no, I remember how to do the fuse wire. So I pulled a fuse out, and it's got this fancy little resistor in it, oh no, this is complicated. Yeah, but he needed his air conditioner because I was leaving, and we can't have his tin shed, his sort of shipping container that he lives in heating up, the arrangement he's got up there that looks like that. I got very confused, but there were about 5 fuses that were servicing upstairs. So I was pulling them all out, and I couldn't tell whether the fuses were blown or not, because it's very hard to tell because there are actual resistors in there. And got very confused. I was running up and down the stairs. George, is the TV on now? And then I'd go up and I'd check the other thing. I'd check the fridge, and I was bringing to bear all of my immense knowledge of physics and electronics and all that sort of stuff, And finally I gave up because every fuse looked good, no matter what. Why isn't the air conditioner working? The next day we had to give up. I couldn't get the air conditioner. It must be on a different bloody circuit, is what I said to George. And he said, it's all right, it's night time, I'll be right. I'll get the guys downstairs to look at it, tomorrow. The guys downstairs came and looked at it the next day. Anyway, later on that day, I rang George and they said, did they find out what it was? Because it's a big mystery. And he said, yeah. The fucking power board's got its own little fuse. It's got a little black button and they pressed it. And I said, have I still got that chief engineer's job? And he said, no, you haven't. Situational comedy. Happens to me every day. Happens to most people every day, but I record it for better or worse.